p.m. Kathy, please call the roll.
Commissioner Bernstein?
Here.
Commissioner Flores Weisskopf will not be in attendance tonight. Commissioner Grossberg?
Here.
Vice President Ruttenberg?
I'm here.
President Kaplan?
And I'm here. All right. Are there any additions to the agenda?
We talked, and you want to put that at the end? We talked about the employment.
Oh, right, and I did not talk to Brian since just, and actually, Terry wants to give an update on MLK, and I'll give an update on our staffing, the
Okay.
workforce thing.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
I'm okay.
Do you want to do it at the end, or?
With either one.
We'll do it now. That's it.
Well, the Human Relations Commission created an announcement for all the different civic leaders to read at their meetings. So this is about the MLK Day of Service, which is Monday, January 15th. It's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The City of Highland Park's Human Relations Commission, together with the Park District of Highland Park, will host the 9th annual Martin Luther King Day of Service at the Rec Center of Highland Park. The event is funded by the Park District of Highland Park and the City of Highland Park, with sponsorship support by First Bank of Highland Park, Sunset Foods, American Legion, Highland Park Post 145, the Highland Park Highwood Lions Club Foundation, and State Farm Joseph Palmentieri Insurance. This year, we anticipate over 1,300 participants, approximately 30 service projects, many volunteers. Park Board President Brian Kaplan and Mayor Nancy Rotering will say a few words. Lynn Epps will once again present his MLK's I Have a Dream speech. The Jesse White Tumblers, of course, will wrap up the proceedings at 1 o'clock. Also, pizza will be sold and available for pickup in the West Salon. Overflow parking will be available at Walters Field with a shuttle running back and forth. Then it thanks me. But I don't have
Thank you, Terry. That's all. Thank you, Terry. And Jan.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. There was,
And then the other thing, I just wanted to comment to the news that everyone has seen last week regarding the murder that took place in Lake Forest, and to reiterate that when the Park District hires full-time employees and part-time employees, we put them through a pretty rigid scrutiny in terms of employment, in terms of processes that we follow. Criminal background checks are always a part of the requirements, and that we have never retained anyone with any questionable criminal background checks. So I just wanted to reiterate for the benefit of those present and the board, that we follow proper processes, and in this case, everything was followed to the T. And frankly, there is not an interview that is conducted with a full-time staff, with a potential full-time staff person, that doesn't include at least 2 team interviews. And then all of the proper paperwork and whatnot is followed as well. So just a very sad and unfortunate incident. So I just wanted to comment on that. And that's it.
okay. Yeah, maybe we should. Are either of you going to speak tonight? Okay, we were going to skip ahead to open to the public to address the board if you were. Okay, then let's go to Parks Operations, Golf Operations, Construction Update. Mr. Smith.
Thank you very much. Oops. I think this was working a minute ago. There we go. All right. So for the last month, we've made significant progress in the building and outside the building. I'm going to start by talking a little bit about what's been going on outside the building, if I can get this to work. Oh, there we go. Okay, great. So skylights in the building have been installed. We also wrapped up the roof coping, and so now the entire roof is complete.
What's the roof material?
It's a rubberized material. And then along the exterior, we've been installing the doors. This is one of the doors along the garage size on the lower level. Just today, they were putting in kind of the main entrance, big glass panels. So most of that is done, and we also have the overhead garage doors are on order. Those should be in a week or two, and we're going to get those installed. Now, the real progress has really been inside the building. This was one of the photos from last month's presentation, and what you're looking at here is standing in kind of the golf garage, but in the far end is where the training room, the offices, and the locker room are. And that's all really taken shape now. So a few things that have happened is up here, ductwork for all of the HVAC is being put in. And then we started framing out all the walls, putting in the door frames. And then roughing in the electric. Significant progress has been made on plumbing. And then from there, insulation's been put into the walls. And then here's an example of an area where last month we had just the masonry walls were getting wrapped up. That's been wrapped up, and now we've got drywall in as well. The gas meter's been installed. We have heat in the building now, and these unit heaters that are in. Here's an example. This is the training room. So you can see here that that it's starting to be framed out, and then that was kind of a before and after. And now we've got the drywall hung. And actually, what they're doing today is they're priming the walls and starting to put the first coat of paint on. Here's some of the offices. And then here's my last before and after. Here's the hallway where they've got it framed out. And then there's the drywall hung, and then there's the painting. So it's coming along really nicely. Schedule-wise, we're still on track to kind of wrap up mid-February, really start the move in mid to late February. And what we've also got permission for on the lower level is to start moving some items in right at the first of the month. Larger equipment, giving the mechanic space setup and stuff, just make it a little easier for us. So we're going to start doing that. Financials, kind of basically the summary here is that I'm pleased to say that we're on track to wrap this project up either at or under budget.
That's excellent.
Yeah. Any
Anyone have any questions?
Of course, right. My two usual questions, and any issues with the neighbors? Any concerns been raised?
No, nothing beyond what we had spoken about at a previous meeting with the landscaping, but we've since met with the city. We have a plan for that, to complete that plan in the spring.
And any surprises? Okay, I know.
We're good.
All right, lastly is, you don't have to answer the question now, but in the next presentation next month, can you give us a detail of what the security will be for the building? Because cameras and other things like that, because it's somewhat remote. So what your plan is for that, because I don't remember if we've had that presentation.
We'll include that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Jeff. All right, next, Brian Rome, Sunset Valley Clubhouse update.
All right, thank you. So in your board packets, you received an agreement with WB Olson for construction management. This past spring, the Park District retained WB Olson to provide pre-construction services for the renovation of the Sunset Valley Golf Course Clubhouse. Over the past 6 months, we've been working with WB Olson and Woodhouse Tanucci Architects in preparing what currently is our final project design, our estimated project budget, and estimated construction timeline. Teaming with WB Olson was done in anticipation of entering into an agreement to hire WB Olson as the project construction manager. WB Olson has extensive experience with clubhouse construction, including working on the Glenview Park District's clubhouse, and also they've worked with us in a satisfactory capacity over at Rosewood Beach recently. So the contract that was in the board packet lists the specific responsibilities of the contract manager. In summary, that includes project consultation throughout the project, preparation of project cost estimates, preparing, releasing, and conducting all the bidding, negotiations with the subcontractors and equipment suppliers, preparation and implementation of the construction schedule, cost control throughout the project, construction site management, and additionally, this agreement specifically details that they are the construction manager as constructor, and what that means is they hold all of the subcontractor agreements, and they are responsible for the execution of all the subcontractors and those agreements. Therefore, the attached agreement that staff is recommending approval for is for construction manager as constructor with a guaranteed maximum price. Approval of this type of agreement is a two-step process, which I outlined in the memo. So basically, those two steps, I'll just highlight again. The first step is tonight. It requires, well, I'll explain it. It'll happen at the January 23rd board meeting, which will be approval from the park board for the attached agreement. And that establishes three important things. First of all, that WB Olson will be the construction manager as contractor, which I just explained. They will hold all the agreements with the subcontractors. Secondly, there will be a guaranteed maximum price, which will include the total cost of construction, the contingency, and then their contract management fee. It also details, the third most important thing is it details what their fee will be, which is a percentage. It's 4.5% of the total construction cost. So tonight, I'm just explaining what that agreement is. That will be for the board's approval on January 23rd. The second part of this occurs after the bidding and after we get all the bids back and we find out what the construction fee is. So on a month later, on February 27th, we'll have we'll be requesting from the board approval of an addendum to this agreement, which will include the guaranteed maximum price, which again acts as an addendum to this agreement. So this step occurs after all the bids are brought in and there's negotiations and we get a total price for the cost of construction, and then the contingency, and then together with their fee is this guaranteed maximum price. And what they will do is they will prepare a proposal that will be submitted to the board, and it'll detail all the costs associated with this agreement as an addendum, and then we will approve that, and that will be the final part of the two-step process, basically. So just a couple other things. The total cost of construction as estimated right now from WB Olson is $1,367,526, and then their fee is estimated at $61,582. So those figures are within the budget. That would bring the guaranteed maximum to $1,429,108. So that would be basically all the hard costs. When you add in the soft costs, be within the 1.9 that we have allocated for the entire project. With that, tonight, again, what we're recommending is approval at the January 23rd board meeting to approve this agreement for construction manager as contractor with a guaranteed maximum. Are there any questions regarding the agreement?
Barney? Not a question, but an observation, which I'm rather pleased with. The fact that the guaranteed maximum price range that we're talking about includes their fee. And with that, we're still well within the budget, which I think is a good, strong comment to continue to make. We are bringing these projects in at or below budgets.
Joe? Has the agreement been reviewed by council?
It's their agreement, yes.
Oh, it's your agreement?
Yeah.
And you're comfortable with it?
Yep.
Okay, then I'm okay with it. And you're recommending?
Well, then I have one question for you. Should there be a provision that the subcontractors name us as an additional insured? I didn't,
If it's not in there, it should
I
be.
I think it's in there.
It typically
I
is,
think
Brian.
I skimmed it, and I just went
I'd
right
be
to
surprised if
section
it's not.
8,
We will make sure that it is.
and I'll read it. I just went to Article 8, insurance and bonds.
Yep, it will.
So, Liza, I know we talked about this while we're talking about Sunset Valley Golf Course. So I assume sometime in the future, we're going to see the landscape plan?
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
when do you think?
and
So I was going to, the second part of this, I was just going to give an update of where we're at with the schedule. So the construction documents have been submitted to the city for permit, and we actually got some comments back, but we're all set for the bids to actually go out tomorrow. So the bids for all the subcontractor work, all the different trades, and all the equipment that will go in the building will be going out tomorrow. And then the next step will be the January 23rd meeting. And then sometime, probably by the end of this month, we've been working on detailing the landscaping plan that we've already had. So we're working on a much more detailed plan, and we'll have some pictures and some exact species picked out of where those will go and how that will look. So that's still in progress, and we plan to have that probably by the first week of February. We'll have a detailed plan for review. And then, in addition to that, we're also continuing to work with Woodhouse is helping us out with the cart barn and looking at some final estimates and plans that would go along with converting that into being able to accommodate electric golf carts. Right now, we're preparing bids for both electric and gas carts. There's some very economic gas carts that we'll consider, but so long as we can move forward with the conversion with the cart barn to make it electric, we will go with the electric. But we want to get bids out, so we're going to do 2 separate bids, one for each, get those back, and then if it works out doing electric, we will
Does
go that
electric
route.
count hybrid? I mean, does that fall into the same?
So the electrics are basically 100% electric, but they do make the carts now. They make very fuel efficient carts. They're not necessarily hybrids, meaning they don't charge electrically, but they are very fuel efficient, and there's a lot of benefits to them. They're not obviously as environmentally friendly still, I guess, as the electric, but they're pretty close. I mean, they get a lot of miles out of them, and they don't burn as much gas. So there's really good options for both. You're still going to get it a little bit quieter, obviously, with the electric, and so there's pros and cons to both, but so it's not necessarily a hybrid per se, meaning it uses both electric and gas.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I thought someone here had experienced the hybrid.
You guys, I think we had it here before a board meeting
Oh.
It's the
months
Yamaha
ago,
cart.
yeah.
The Yamaha.
Yeah, and a few of you took it for a test ride.
Didn't go fast enough.
At either the February or the March meeting, whatever you think it's appropriate, can you bring Ryan back and give us a report on how the winter has impacted the course? I know it's very, we're very sensitive about what happens there with some new grasses, and see if there's been any damage as a result of this winter.
We can give you an update through today.
Oh, really? Oh, great.
But before we do that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's simply put, because we had the really extreme cold. I mean, it's been a yo-yo weather winter
Yeah.
so far, but thanks to the blanket of snow that has nicely covered the Sunset Valley Golf Course, no problems with the turf at this juncture.
It's good news.
and they took proper precautionary measures to protect the new turf. They sprayed it with the winterization. I don't know the technical term.
The
but-
blanket.
Yeah.
Well, some of the greens were covered,
The
too.
greens were
Yeah.
covered, some of the greens, 7 and 1 that hadn't germinated yet were definitely covered, so.
And I
Spring will be the test.
Are they doing any work on the trees there now, or during the
They have
winter?
been,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause I haven't been over there in a while.
It
It's
hasn't
been
been.
too cold to walk
Yeah,
the
it's
course.
too cold.
And then it's going to be wet, but yeah. So I think we'll probably bring him back in March.
Okay.
March or April. But if there are any updates, it's too soon to say now, but the snow did its job.
So
But we
the
still
freeze-
have, let's remember, it's January 10th,
Yeah, you still
so we have a lot of winter
Well, the
left.
freeze thaw, I know,
Thanks.
is not good for the turf. I know that.
Right.
Yeah.
So this,
When,
go ahead.
I was going to say, Brian, are we considering buying or renting the carts?
Leasing.
So even if we have a structure in place for electric capability at some future point, we can always let the lease run, and we could
Yeah.
pick up the newest technology, which will constantly evolve as we're seeing automobiles are revolving.
Yeah, the efficiency, even of the electric carts, are improving. So that would be the one component with carts that is improving, is just the efficiency. In fact, since we originally spoke 6 months ago, there's another one out that we like even better. That's even, is from an electric standpoint, uses less electricity. So.
Yeah.
Have we been looking for a partner for GPS?
Yeah, these carts all come
No,
with
but did you
GPS.
try to get like
To
a sponsor?
sponsor.
Yep,
Yes.
yeah, we have some leads of people who are interested, for sure.
Okay, great.
When are we opening the bids?
For the carts,
No, for the
Oh, the-
construction document. That's the only-
February 1st.
Okay.
Barney, to go back to the comment that you had made, one of the things that we're still really trying to pinpoint is the cost to install a transformer into the cart barn. And so, to your point, is that if it was, if we weren't able, from a cost standpoint, to do it now, I think the lease that we're talking about is 4 years. And that it's something that we could build into the structure, exactly what you're saying, because I think, Cal, one of the questions that you had when we were talking about this in the Golf Advisory Committee of just you and Brian, was that we may want to look at leasing, because if technology changes, it wouldn't be prudent to purchase carts now and have them for a long time, not knowing what the future of anything is in the world of electric and gas and
Yeah, those
all
batteries
of
are,
that. It's
batteries are
crazy.
evolving so
Yeah.
quickly now.
So, but we will, and so we just made the decision that it made sense to us, let's just bid both as we're trying to get a handle on the cost, and then we have real good numbers to
That's great.
compare.
That's great.
So,
We don't want to get the Teslas yet.
you get a free charging station from Tesla, if I
Yeah.
remember that correctly.
If we all buy cars?
Maybe Teslas.
Oh, dude, how's that work? Are we gonna have charging stations out there?
We will have 2 charging stations in the parking lot at Sunset Valley.
Oh, fabulous.
So, and I believe that they will be 2 different. I'm not sure. We're working with the city on what they use so that we're kind of compatible, because I don't know enough about the world of electric cars, but there are different types of charging units. So we're trying to be compatible with what's in the city, so that, if you know that the garage in Port Clinton has this, and you're going to go somewhere else, it would be nice to know you get the same thing. So they have shared those specs
Have we
with
looked at
us.
solar power at all at the new clubhouse, or? Can I give you that guy who contacted me?
Oh, yeah,
Maybe wind power?
yes, we've talked about it. We have not done anything at this point. I think there's not a lot. We haven't made any final decisions, I'll say, on that.
Okay.
But we have shared all of that with our people.
And when's a good time to reconvene the golf committee? You think in the spring, or we think then?
Yeah, I probably once we begin construction in March. So if we wanted to,
Or maybe do a field trip over there with the golf committee?
Yeah,
probably April then.
Yeah, April, May, when it warms up a little bit.
yeah.
Just show everybody, because I don't think
Yep.
everyone's seen it.
All right, thanks, Brian.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Annette, vouchers?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds so exciting.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, right?
Yeah.
Bills presented for the board's review this evening are checks written from December 9th, 2017 through January 4th, 2018. They total $1,405,447. They're included in your board packet. Does anybody have any questions on any of them?
Well, the only question I have, if we heard any comments on the budget at all from anybody?
No.
No
It's been
comments?
posted on the website. There's paper copies at both the rec center and here, and there's also at the library.
And when's the term up, the laying it down? When we vote on it?
I'll be presenting the budget at the 23rd, the January 23rd.
For approval?
For approval, yes.
Okay. And no comments?
No comments?
I did review the vouchers, and I
Oh,
found
good.
nothing to be
Yeah, I
out
looked into
of the ordinary that you shouldn't expect,
Thanks, Brian.
except for the ones made out the Barney.
Yeah. Can't joke about that.
There's
I'll
certain-
joke about that.
Not I.
Thank you.
That's
Okay.
funny. It was spelled Kaplan. I don't know. Okay.
That's it.
Unless anybody wants to open to the public.
We did?
One more, we did, we'll do it again. Anyone from the public wish to address the board? Michael?
Janet?
Okay.
Well, could I ask the lady and gentleman in the front, you have some particular interest that brought you here tonight? Is there anything that you'd like to discuss with us?
We have lived for some time now at the Legacy Club. We didn't pay attention when all these changes started. We have decided that we're here to listen.
Okay.
We got people that will argue with you.
We know.
I never argue with
We've
anybody.
seen you at the city, and you guys have the power to do what you wish. We're here to try to listen and see how it affects us, and then deal with some of the things around the edges.
Okay. Welcome.
You're welcome at any meeting.
Yes. And to speak at any meeting.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bernstein?
Okay.
Okay, I'm just making,
saying don't leave. I need to.
I was just making sure you didn't have anything to say.
Good luck on Monday.
See you all at 4 o'clock.
Oh,
Okay. Can I have a motion to go into closed section pursuant to the following sections of the Open Meetings Act, Section 2C1, Section 2C5, the purchase or lease of real estate, including discussion on whether a certain parcel of property should be acquired. Section 2C6, the setting of a price for sale or lease of property owned by the district. 2C8 and 2C21.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bernstein?
Aye.
Commissioner Grossberg?
Aye.
Vice President Ruttenberg?
Aye.
President Kaplan?
Aye. We're in closed beginning at 6:30 PM. Let's take a minute and then
Okay, thank you.
If you have any real specific questions about the Legacy Club
Do you want me
and
to go get it for you?
the
No, I'm gonna get it.
the process